to begin at the beginning.
It is spring, moonless night in the small town. Starless and Bible black.
The cobbled streets silent, and the hunched quarters and rabbit wood limping invisible down to the slow black, crow black, fishing boat bobbing sea.
The houses are blind as moles, though moles see fine tonight in the snouting of velvet dingles.
Or blind as Captain Cat there in the muffled middle by the pump and the town clock. The shops in mourning, the welfare hall in widow's weeds.
And all the people of the lulled and dumbfound town are sleeping now.
Time passes. Listen. Time passes. Time passes. Listen. Time passes.
Here's your arsenic, dear, and your weed killer biscuit. I've throttled your parakeet and spat in the vases. I've put cheese in the mouse holes. Here, dear.
Too much sugar.
You haven't tasted it yet, dear.
Too much milk, then. Has Mr. Jenkins said his poetry?
Yes, dear.
Well then, it's time to get up. Pass me my glasses. No, not my reading glasses. I want to see out. I want to see.
Oh, what'll the neighbours say?
Oh, what'll the neighbours say?
Oh, what'll the neighbours say?
Time passes. Come closer now.
Listen. Time passes.
Lord cut glass in his kitchen full of time. Squats down alone to a dog dish marked Fido of peppery fish scraps and listens to the voices of his 66 clocks, one for each year of his loony age, and watches with love their black and white, moony, loud-lipped faces talking the earth away.
Slow clocks, quick clocks, pendulum heart knocks, china, alarm, grandfather, cuckoo. Clocks shaped like Noah's whirring ark. Clocks that bicker in marble ships. Clocks in the wombs of glass women. Hourglass chimers, to-wit to-woo clocks. Clocks that pluck tunes.
Vesuvius clocks, all black bells and lava. Niagara clocks that cataract their ticks. Old-time weeping clocks with ebony beards. Clocks with no hands, forever drumming out time without ever knowing what time it is.
His 66 clocks are each set to a different hour. Lord Cutglass lives in a life and a house at siege. Any minute or dark day now, the unknown enemy will loot and savage downhill. But they will not catch him napping.
66 different times in his fish slimy kitchen. Ping, strike, tick, chime, and talk.
Time passes. Listen. Time passes.
Before you let the sun in, mind he wipes his shoes.
Oh, there's a face. Where you get that hair from? Got it from old Tomcat. Give it back then, love. There's a perm. Where you get that nose from, Lily? Got it like from my father, silly. You've got it on upside down. Oh, there's a conk.
Look at your complexion. Oh no, you look. Needs a bit of makeup. Needs a veil. Oh, there's glamour. Where you get that smile from, Lil? Never you mind, girl. Nobody loves you. That's what you think. Who is it that loves you? Chantel? Come on, Lily. Cross your heart, then. Cross my heart.
Before you let the sun in, mind he wipes his shoes.
Mr. Ogmore. Mr. Pritchard. It's time to inhale your balsam.
Oh, Mrs. Ogmore. Oh, Mrs. Pritchard.
Tell me your tasks in order.
I must put my pyjamas in the drawer marked pyjamas. I must take my cold bath, which is good for me. I must wear my flannel band to ward off sciatica. I must dress behind the curtain and put on my apron. I must blow my nose.
In the garden, if you please.
In a piece of tissue paper, which I afterwards burn. I must take my salts, which are nature's friend. I must boil the drinking water because of germs. I must make my herb tea, which is free from tannin, and have a charcoal biscuit, which is good for me. I may smoke 1 pipe of asthma mixture.
In the woodshed, if you please.
And dust the parlour and spray the canary. I must put on rubber gloves and search the peak for fleas. I must dust the blinds and then raise them.
And before you let the sun in, mind it wipes its shoes. She's tucked her dress into her bloomers. Oh, the back edge.
Oh, what'll the neighbours say?
Oh, what'll the neighbours say?
What'll the neighbours say?
Me, dye bread, hurrying to the bakery, tucking in my shirt tails, buttoning up my waistcoat, ping goes a button.
Why can't they sew them? No time for breakfast. Nothing for breakfast. Oh, there's wives for you.
Captain Shold, an old corset. Nice to be comfy, nice to be nice. Clogging up the cobbles to stir up an aper. Oh, Mrs. Sarah, can you spare a loaf, love? Dye bread, forgot the bread. There's a lovely morning. How's your boils this morning? Oh, that's good news now. It's a change to sit down. Oh, ta, Mrs. Sarah.
He's going to arrest Polly Garter. Mark my words.
What for, dear?
For having babies.
Oh, what'll the neighbours say?
All the women are out this morning in the sun. Oh, you can tell it's spring. There goes Mrs. Cherry. You can tell her by her trotters. Off she trots, new as a daisy. Who's that talking by the pump? Mrs. Floyd and Boyo, talking flatfish. What can you talk about flatfish? That's Mrs. Dyebread 1, waltzing up the street like a jelly. Every time she shakes, it's slap, slap, slap. What's that? Mrs. Butcher Bynon with her pet black cat. Follows her everywhere. Meow and all. There goes Mrs. 23. Important. The sun gets up and goes down in her dewlap. When she shuts her eyes, it's night.
Remember last night? In you reeled, my boy, drunk as a deacon, with a big wet bucket and a fish frail full of stout, and you looked at me and you said, "God has come home," you said. And then over the bucket you went, sprawling and bawling, and the floor was all flagons and eels.
Was I wounded?
And then you took off your trousers. And you said, "Does anybody want to fight?" Oh, you old baboon.
Oh, kiss a kiss.
And then you sung Aberystwyth. Tenor and bass.
Oh, I always sing Aberystwyth.
And then you did a little dance on the table.
I did?
Drop dead.
And what did I do then?
And then you cried like a baby and said you were a poor drunk orphan with nowhere to go but the grave.
And what did I do next, my dear?
And then you danced on the table all over again and you said you were King Solomon Owen and I was your Mrs. Sheba.
And then?
And then I got you into bed. And you breathed all night like a brewery.
Come closer now.
We are not wholly bad or good, who live our lives under milkwood.
Come closer now.
Come closer now.
Me, Polly Garter, giving the breast in the garden to my bonny new baby. Nothing grows in our garden, only washing and babies.
And where their fathers live, my love? Over the hills and far away. You're looking up at me now.
I know what you're thinking. Poor little milky creature. You're thinking you're no better than you should be, Polly. And that's good enough for me. Isn't life a terrible thing? Thank God.
We are not wholly bad or good, who live our lives under milkwood.
Hush. The babies are sleeping.
The farmers, the fishers, the tradesmen, the pensioners.
Cobbler, school teacher, the postman and publican, the undertaker and the fancy woman.
Drunkard, dressmaker, preacher, policeman, the webfoot cocklewomen, and the tidy wives.
Young girls lie bedded soft, or glide in their dreams with rings and trousseau, bridesmaided by glowworms down the aisles of the organ-playing wood.
The boys are dreaming wicked, or of the bucking ranches of the night and the jolly Rogered seas.
From where you are, you can hear their dreams.